Hi, YouTube. Welcome to my enchanting life. My name is Gianni, and I help spiritual moms and wives create a life that absolutely enchants them so that you step into your divine nature as a creatrix and literally bend your life in your favor. So you can wake up every day excited to conquer your day, right? You want to pinch yourself because your life is literally a dream. That is what I'm here to do. That is my purpose on earth right now. And I'm so excited to help women do that through my enchanting programs. Today I want to talk about self concept and your identity as a woman because your identity has been programmed by the time you were 7 years old by society, by the things you experienced in your life, the things you saw happening to the women in your life. And you chose to make rules about who you were in this world. I made a video earlier this week called You Are the Source. I'll put that there. So you can watch it after you finish this one, right? But there's so much that we absorb as women, especially me as an Afro Latina woman in the United States, and what that means as a first generation American. There's so much that comes up, and I just feel this heaviness in my heart about all the limits that we put on ourselves, all the things that we decide that we can't have because we're brown, because we have an accent, because maybe we're from a certain neighborhood, right? I grew up in a block where there was gunshots, where they were selling drugs, right? Loud music at night, litter on the floor. All those things either make you feel like that's where you belong and that's all you deserve, or it can do the opposite and say, this is not for me, this is not who I am, I deserve better than this, right? But all those things that you're experiencing as you're a child, as you're a young girl, right? Be a good girl, right? For me, it was tienes que ser obediente, and all those little things that mold us and shape us into who we are today can be traced back to our childhood. And so, um, you who you believe you are, your self concept is the key to unlock everything that you want. Everything that your heart desires is comes down to your identity. And so, it's also the explanation for everything that's happened to you, right? Because your life can't go any other way than what you believe it is, right? Because your mind is going to take in any feedback that's happening in your life and it's going to confirm it with who you think you are. For example, if you for I've always been a good student. I was always a good student in school, and so when I took a test and I got an A, it was yes, I'm a good student. When I took a test and I got a C, it was that must have been very challenging because I'm a good student and I studied for that and I still got a C. I can't imagine how other people did, right? But it was rare for me to get anything but an A because that was such a part of my identity, that I'm good at school, that teachers love me, that I love school, and that was like a place where I thrived. Right? But it went down to my identity, and my identity reinforced the beliefs that came from that, which is I can study, I get good grades, this is easy. You see how both things support each other? Your identity create your thoughts and your beliefs, and your emotions would then create your actions, which then create the results that I had in my life, which was good grades, which was a high GPA. And so it's also the key. I don't know if I said this, but explaining everything that's happened to you, yes, because your life can't be different than what you decide it could be. Someone who has the identity of a bad student gets an A and they're like, whoa, I got lucky. So, or if they get a C, they're like, yeah, that's about right. That's fine. But their thoughts are going to be different. I don't know how I'm going to do on this test. Am I even going to pass this course? Do I have to repeat high school? Whatever it is. I don't even know how that person thinks, to be honest. But that just proves my point of your identity is an explanation for everything that happens to you, right? Even so much as It's hard to take responsibility at that level. It really is. And if you've ever been through anything traumatic, my heart is with you. It's not that I take it lightly. What I'm doing is giving you your power back, because this is something that you have control over. You can change who you believe you are in this world. If you believe that you are unworthy, if you believe that you are not enough, if you believe that you're a failure, or that you can only make $100,000 a year, whatever it is, whatever your limits are, they're set by you. I also did a video about what are your blocks, and I'll put it here so you can watch that after this one. But what you want to do is twofold. So one is identify who you've been, so you can have, every time we go through something, we're like, why me? Well, that's why. Because you expected it to happen to you, because you created it to happen to you. So it's happening by you, for you. Whenever something you don't want is happening, it's you telling yourself, this isn't who we are. This isn't true. This isn't what we're meant to experience in this life. That's the first one. The second one, you ever say something and you're like, I have to go back and watch that? That was awesome. So, yeah, I have to go back and watch that because that was a message for me. Two, um, it is, what is it that you want to create in your life, and who do you have to become? What do you have to believe about yourself to get there? Right? And so, um, we're going to take both of those separately. So I did say that everything in your life is a reflection of you, right? So the way you decided life works for you, the rules that you've created, the crazy thing about this is that most of the time you didn't all the time you didn't do it consciously, right? We're coming into this work now where we're taking a look, we're digging into our psychology, so then we can extract what's working for us. We can also upgrade what's not working for us, right? But these decisions, that things your mom told you, that your grandma told you, that your titi told you, none of those things are real. None of those things were something you just decided, oh, that must be what it is because, mommy told me. But it's not necessarily what you wanted to experience. And now you get to take ownership of your life. Now you get to take ownership of the results in your life. And so there are some kids out there who are awake enough to go, whoa, that's not going to be, I don't want that. I did that in some ways. So with my parents' relationship, for example, my dad is very generous, very giving. He's always serving. And my mom is more of the receiving type when it comes to their dynamic and how they are between them. And when I was young, I always thought that giving was better, right? So I decided I want to be that kind of giver. I want to be the one giving. And so I created a dynamic in my relationships where I give more than I receive, right? And that's something that I've had to shift over time. That was a decision I made. I remember making that decision. So then what happened is that I got into a lot of dysfunctional relationships where I was resentful, where I was giving more than I was receiving, and then it doesn't feel good anymore to be in those kinds of relationship. Um, what I didn't know, the inner workings of my parents' marriage, or they give and take in their own way that works for them and they're happy about that. I just, from an outside looking in, took a small piece of that and decided to make a rule for my life. And I've had to work on changing that so that my relationships can be more fulfilling, right? This is not just my marriage, but friendships and jobs and other things and all things. I deserve to receive, right? As much as I give, right? What I put out is an investment that comes back to me multiplied. Things like that I've had to change my mind about, right? But that's a rule that I had created for myself. That's who I thought I was. I saw myself as a giver. And so that wasn't working with me. So there are explanations for why you're going through certain things in your life, because you've decided that that's how life works. You've decided that that's who you are, right? So um, one of the ways that we've done this, and we've kind of all done this as a society, especially in the United States, that's where I'm from, that's what I know, so that's what I'm going to speak about. But I know in the first world, this is very common, right? You go to a job that's right? You go to a job that's you spend okay time with your family, right? You either that or you hate your job and you go, right? And then you do all these useless, pointless tasks, in your opinion, all day. You come home, cook, eat with your family, clean up after dinner. It's just this mundane thing, right? You go to bed with your meh husband, and then rinse and repeat day after day, groundhog day, day after day, getting nowhere, doing nothing, looking forward to that 1 week where you get to take off, or maybe it's 2 weeks in your job. um and and that's your life, right? It's like, when does it end? When do I actually get to enjoy my life? When do I actually get to create something better for myself, right? You were a good girl, you did things the way you're supposed to be doing them, right? You went to school, you got the job or built the business, whatever it is that you did, and you have the kids and the family and the things and the house, the car maybe, but what is it adding up to? You still feel empty, depressed, you're bored, your life is mundane, and you're like, what is this for? So, what my job is in the Queen of Enchantment, this is what I do with my clients, is wake you up to who you've been and who you need to be to create the life that you truly desire, right? So, the Queen of Enchantment program is my coaching program where we deep dive into your psychology so we can really find out what you need to create inside of your mind to get the results that you want, right? So the Queen of Enchantment wakes up bright eyed and bushy tailed, and she's so excited to conquer her day because she created her day and she knows that it's gonna go perfectly, right? And she has this dreamy career that she looks forward to, right? And that can be maybe just taking care of your home, right? Maybe you have a business that you like to run. Maybe you work, right? For me, it's being home with my kids. That's what I love to do. And so she takes care of herself all day long. She's not neglected. She's not, um, she doesn't feel drained by her life. Her life energizes her. Her family energizes her. She ends her day with quality time with her wonderful husband. And every day is full of possibilities. Every day is a blank slate that you get to create. And it gets to be fresh and fun and exciting every single day, even in your Monday moments. You get to be feeling like the luckiest woman on the planet, so full of gratitude and love for the life that you've created. So, yesterday I spoke about what are your blocks. I'm going to put that here. I know I put it earlier in the video, but I'm going to put this here as well so that you can discover what are the limits that you decided your life gets to have, right? So that we can, during our time together, unlock those limits and move the ceiling up, right? There's always going to be a ceiling, because if there wasn't a ceiling, you'd be um your infinite divine nature. You'd be God, which you are, right? But in this human experience, there's a limit, right? Even if you're a billionaire, that's a ceiling, right? So it's from getting you from billions to trillions, right? Whatever your level is, there is a next level. And if you can't dream further than where you are right now, that's something for us to talk about, right? So during the process, you get to tap into the version of you who doesn't follow the rules, the version of you who bends the rules in her favor. The rules bend for you. You get to create life on your terms, money on your terms, love on your terms, right? So the Queen of Enchantment has everything, and everything goes her way. You're not no longer the good girl following what your auntie told you, following what society told you was the right thing to do. You're tapping into your intuition, your true nature, to really bring about and think like the woman who is in charge, who takes responsibility for her life, and who's creating on purpose the life she wants to decide. You get to choose based on the identity. Okay, so we're creating that identity together of um, deciding what no longer works for us about who we've been, and deciding who we want to become in that transformation of where you're going, right? So that's where I thrive. That's where I thrive. I love working with clients and creating a customized experience through the Queen of Enchantment program, where we can really get into the nitty gritty of what makes you you, right? Know yourself so that you're able to really mold and create yourself in the way you want to be. You are not this way as this static person who can't change, who can't think differently, right? Um, our minds, it's called epigenetics. We can literally turn on and off DNA based on the input that you're putting into yourself. So It's a fun and exciting process, and it's calling you on into having higher standards for yourself, having loving yourself in a deeper way, which is what I'm all about. So I grew up in a Christian household, and I kind of absorbed the negativity of that. I know for some people it works really well, but for me, I believed lies about me being unworthy, that I was a bad person and something's wrong with me, right? And you kind of need the Jesus and God and all that to like fix you, or you're never really fixed, but at least you have God and kind of He works with you. And that's kind of the philosophy that I grew up with. And so there's this kind of virtue in suffering and earning and working hard and being kind of stuck where you are. That's kind of the identity that I created. So I created a life that was an uphill battle. Um, in my adulthood, I created a life where my marriage was always on the brink of divorce or in separation. Um, there was always drama in my friendships, ruptures in my friendships and my relationships. I already explained how they were dysfunctional and it wasn't working, right? So my life was plagued by lies, by distrust, by betrayal. And at some point, I decided enough was enough. When I got into coaching, when I discovered this, I decided that I'm worthy of being loved, that I'm lovable as I am, that um, I get to be the one to turn things around. So right, so I was able to manifest a happy marriage and have a wonderful husband that I knew I deserved, right? And this is not something about, oh, we went to therapy and we were able to fix things, right? There's no fixing. There's This is who I was, a decision, and this is who I am, and life will reflect it, right? So first you become, and this is a video I'll do in the future. First you become, and your life will then reflect it, right? Because your life is already just a reflection of who you are. And so your dreams are found in your identity, who you feel you are, and who you need to become to experience that in the here and in the now. And that transformation is the bridge. That transformation is the bridge. It's just a decision to turn around, to leave what was in the past, and to welcome forth what is coming, right? So in Queen of Enchantment, we create your what I call Ashley 2.0. And Ashley is just this woman that I speak to who resonates with the content that I'm putting on YouTube, right? So um, this first version of hers, Who You Are Now, and we're just creating a life update to match who you truly believe we are. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've always had this sense of there's more to life than this. I know that there's more. This isn't all that is cracked up to be. There's more for me. There's more potential. I'm not living up to my fullest potential, right? And so this kind of hunger that's always been there, you get to step into that 2.0 version of yourself. So if you're tired of the same old, and you're ready to upgrade your life, you're ready to upgrade your money, your love, your confidence, your career, your life, your parenting in every way, then I'm going to put a link in the description box below. If you're ready, you can just sign up for the 8-week program to work with me. The investment will never be this low. I promise you that, because I embody this. This is what I do in my everyday life. And as demand for my coaching services go up, then the prices go up because I can't serve everyone at the same time. But I do my best, right? So if you're not sure, if you have any questions, I'll also put a link to where you can send me a message on Facebook Messenger, and we can just get to know each other and chat and see if it's a good idea to work together. Also, if you're like, this is too much, I'm not ready for all this, and you just want something slow, a self study program, there are several options. If you have been through hard things in your life and you feel like you're bogged down by resentment, unforgiveness, and your heart needs a cleanse, your heart needs a detox, there is a program in the description box below, self study program, where you can take that. That is a 3-day course where you can free yourself and give your heart a detox and cleanse and unload and unburden. That is a very low investment. You'll find that in the link below. If you've been through infidelity and you need to heal, there's also a link in the description box below so that you can create, it's called a fair alchemy, and you can change all those betrayal and lies into love and trust. And if you are a mom who has had who has had trouble nursing, your baby's refusing to nurse, there's also a program for that. So I'm full of all kinds of services, right? Creating a life that's enchanting for me. And so there's also a program, low cost investment for that, if that's the level you are at. I'm here to serve you. I love you so much. Thank you for watching my video. And until next time, I'll be back tomorrow at the same time with a fresh video. Have a wonderful day and enjoy your enchanting life. Bye.